Guys, we are finally back again for another reaction on this BrBpTV, Be Real, Be Positive Television. Brothers and sisters, actually did a previous reaction video today that I was going to be dropping today, but unfortunately, as a result of me going to Rosewood and then coming down to find this very same situation on the road, I decided to do this one right there. A young man, age 13, a young boy, I would have to say. At the age of 13, he just became a teenager. What do you consider a teenager? 13 or 12, he just became a teenager. Planning his entire life. He woke up this morning, brothers and sisters. He got out of bed, prepared himself for school, went to school, finished school that day, and was on his way back to back home. And on his way back home, he arrived on a bus, brothers and sisters, and that was it. We have Mr. Hector John there, and he's about to tell us what went on in that predicament. And there was also an interesting addition to that story right there. But first, I must say sympathies goes out from the Mr. X family to the family and friends of this individual young man right there. It's very interesting that he thought he was going to make it home. That's what his intention was. He never knew in that split second of time, brothers and sisters, that he would not have made it home. This is why I always tell people, it is one thing for you to go out there and try to make yourself or make a name for yourself even, or have fun or something, but brothers and sisters, it is important that you prepare. Doesn't matter what age. Yesterday I did a reaction of a girl who was taken. She was taken out of this life. Today I'm doing this of an even younger person, 13 years old. The girl was 18, he's 13 from my understanding right there. This is why I always tell people to trust, prepare for the afterlife, man. Are you? Anyways, yes, so we are here with Hector John. Hector, we are seeing a scene here in Salisbury. What are your thoughts? What happened?
Well, it's just an accident where a young guy got knocked down by a car. Unfortunately, the guy is right there.
Yeah.
You know, he was coming from school, crossing the street, going to the secondary road, that's the police station road. And we think maybe about 5 minutes would be at this road home. He lived just off the street. You know, and unfortunately, he was picked up by the vehicle and died on the spot.
Do you know his name? Do you know
Shakil Daru?
Shakil Daru. Shakil Daru. So sympathies goes out to the Shakil or the Daru family in Salisbury and all the individuals who knew him.
It's about 13, maybe in second form high school, ITSS.
Okay. And I also heard another incident that took place involving some vehicles.
Yeah,
passing.
Very inhumane. We fought it. Everybody thought it was the Prime Minister, but I did a live after it. I just have to.
Guys, this is where things to me take another tool right there, brothers and sisters, because we have individuals in the public sphere, and something has happened, and as a result of something happening, you think that there will be some sort of, concern, and the people that we elect at the top, I tend to wonder, do they really care?
See, mistaken. I was so upset, so I didn't watch to see if he's the Prime Minister or President, but it was confirmed by the President.
Okay. No, I know he's saying that right there. Now, guys, thank God I'm doing the reaction video. Normally, if I had just put this out there, I would not be doing the reaction like this. But I like to make a comparison, the possibility factor. He is stating that the police told him that he was a president. What if it was actually the Prime Minister that was passing, and as a result of, just passing, they don't want to put the blame on him. So they put the blame on the president instead, because sometimes you don't know who exactly is passing in these vehicles. There's always two black vehicles that are passing up and down. I was going to be doing a vlog one time, but it kind of skipped my mind when I was going to Rosewood, and they did not want me to pass them. But on the basis of this, who knows who exactly is in there? Was it the Prime Minister? But I would like the Prime Minister to make a statement on that, regardless of whether he was in the vehicle or not. On the basis that the president passed. They passed there, they opened these barriers that you see, brothers and sisters. They opened there to let them pass through. And instead of stopping to
where he could have simply passed through like everybody else, going to the village and go, oh, there's a young boy on the street, 14-year-old, inhumane for the president of the country to just drive through. He just drove through.
So you're saying
no
that
stop
that
in nothing.
was this area blocked off?
Yes, just like that.
So it was opened up for him to be allowed to.
Yeah, the police opened for him, and one ran there to open this one for him.
Okay.
So one was down there and ran there to open it for him, and he passed through without stopping, without any care at all. You know, it's not, guys, it's one thing for you to not know, okay? You pass in and you probably in your phone or something and you're doing something and you don't know what's happening, okay? But on the basis that there are barriers there where somebody had to open it up for you, which means that there's something happening. You mean to tell me you, as the president or the prime minister, whoever was inside there, one of the authoritative figures of society, you mean to tell me that you know that something is happening and didn't care to even stop and, you know, show some sort of remorse or sympathy to what was going on right there? There was a gathering, and the amount of individuals that were there were vexed. There was 2 people that met me before I met Hector, and they were really angry about what was going on, brothers and sisters, concerning saying that it was these authoritative figures that just pass as if it was a dog. Sometimes even if there's a dog on the road and you see a dog there, brothers and sisters, you might stop and glance and feel a little way. But there's a human being on the road. You as president or prime minister, who knows who was in this vehicle, either of you guys, you pass this guy, this young man on the road without stopping, without any care. Doesn't that indicate the type of people that we are dealing with, brothers and sisters? I remember this rapper who indicated, you show me who you are. I don't want to force you to do anything, you know. You show me who you are and I will accept you for who you show yourself to be. So I will know if you are good for me, if there's an accident or something, if I need help, I know whether to call you or not. But when the authoritative figures are there, you see the young man on the road, and instead you stop and show some sort of concern. You just pass straight.
It was quite enough because
And he passed, and was the individual on the ground?
On the ground.
And he just passed through?
No stopping, nothing.
How does that make you feel? I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now, but how does that really make you feel?
I got very upset. I could curse. I wanted to curse on the live. Everybody in the area was upset. I'm not saying that you don't have to pass. There are privileges that are prime minister. If there's the only road, and you have to pass, we can understand.
Yes,
I understand that.
But with everybody else passing, the diversion.
But it's not even about the passing, though. I mean, you see somebody on the ground. A young man is on the ground. A young boy covered. He did not stop. He just
acknowledge or anything. I mean, what kind of human beings you have to be? I mean, when there's an accident, brothers and sisters, you'll find a lot of people stopping to show some sort of concern. Even if people do want to stop the passing, they wondering if everybody's okay. I remember one time there was an accident in Kenfield, and I did not stop. But while I was passing, I saw some individuals. I asked, "Are they okay?" You know, show some sort of concern. We are human beings. At the end of the day, a young man lost his life not on his own accord, on the accord of somebody else. Now, on the basis of what I understood on this guy is he came from school, he was on the bus and he was crossing. Most likely he probably didn't watch up and down, and most likely the vehicle did not see him. But my question here is, where's the bus though? I did not see the bus. Maybe the bus was there, but I did not pay attention to the bus being there.
Bow your head and just have show a level of sympathy,
at least you care for the people or something.
And I mean, it's inhuman. The thing about it is that if anybody I would get upset, but I know the little boy from the age of 1-2 years in my house. Next 20, I would say 50 feet away from my house, where I was living at my sister's house around between 2009 to 2012. He was always at home because he was living next door.
And he never knew today would be his end, and even the president passed it.
That is something else, boy. Guys, when I always tell people about the spiritual life and thing, man, it's not joke I'm making. Guys, none of these people knew. Kadisha never know she was going anywhere. The girl that passed away, Colonel, never know she was going anywhere. The young man probably tried his best. Probably, I don't know him, but maybe he was a productive young person. You know, I don't know if that is the case. He could have been troublesome. I don't know, but maybe he was a productive young person. And even if he was troublesome, I don't know if he was troublesome, but even if that was the case, then you have life to prolong yourself so you can make change. You can have life that is prolonged to make change. 13 years. 13 we. 10 and 3. The young man is gone there. President or Prime Minister passing, and
didn't show any remorse or anything.
Any remorse to just at least stop there, and that was very inhumane.
That was
I did a live, seriously. I was really pissed off. Everybody thought it was the Prime Minister, because I thought it was him as well.
And it could be him. That's why I keep mentioning maybe it's him or some, and they decided to make the president take the fall for that. Because if it's the Prime Minister, that is even worse. So maybe they decided, hey guys, the president that was there, maybe that's what they told the people. I don't always swallow what the police say, you know, brothers and sisters. I don't always swallow, because I remember the situation with Kanisha. The police came and concocted their story, and then they had to come back and then give a counter story to the very story that they was giving. And the story that they gave before was not making any sense at all, concerning people know what timing is. People know what timing is. When the news came out from M1 and a number of others that came out with the live and stuff, and what the police was saying, given the timing, that wasn't adding up at all. Then they came, another police officer came some weeks later or a few days later and gave this story like it should have been, and it was counteracting the police. So I don't always accept what the police say. They're on the basis that the Prime Minister was the one driving in the vehicle. They can always say it because it look bad on him. But if they say it's the president, that's what they say. I wasn't there. I'm just saying the possibility that he was the one inside there would make it look very, very bad. But instead, they probably put it on the president. It's a possibility, brothers and sisters. But the young man was there on the ground, and they showed no remorse at all. Just pass room. They opened the gate to let him pass through. He didn't stop even at least 5 seconds. 5 seconds. You come out and you pay some respects. People will see that you care, but it doesn't look like you care at all. Be it the Prime Minister or the President. I mean, I don't even want to get further involved in depth in my thoughts on that. But you know.
Then we were corrected by the police servant who was the president actually passed. You know, I didn't look for flag, I didn't look for nothing. I was just upset.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be passing. When everybody saw the vehicle, they say, but why they pass going across there for just passing the village? Nobody gonna harm you.
But it's not even about the passing. It's about the fact that they did not even stop to acknowledge what was happening. Yeah. And that says a lot.
And the news is around the place already. I was at my home. I got the news from overseas.
Yeah.
And it's just there. I'm
not gonna lie, guys. Sometimes I in Dominica there, and I get in news from overseas before I so people, you know, I guess the people from overseas paying close attention. It's like a movie in Dominica sometimes, brothers and sisters. This kind of things are coming up. Boy, movie, boy. Look what happened the other day. The unsolved mysteries right there.
It's about a minute and a half drive away from the scene.
Okay.
You know, and I'm sad, man.
So any words to the family?
Well, I just want to extend sympathy to his family in Salisbury, and the Benjamin family in Salisbury, Benjamin, Philogent.
I know some Benjamin. Sympathies to you guys as well.
Well done. Phil in Salisbury, and his family in the Cardinal.
The young man is gone, we boy. Boy, that is something else. We gone to never return again. Because once you live this life, that is not it, you know. But you're not coming back here again, eh? This is why I always tell people to make your mark. My goodness gracious. Some of us just sit down inside us. Hey, my ways, and you just there, just taking up space. Guys, each of us have a purpose on this world, you know. Each and every one of us have a purpose. Unfortunately, I don't know if this young man fulfilled his purpose or not, but I know he had potential to do that which is much greater. than his present situation, than his former situation, I would have to say. But he's gone now, leaving a hole in his family.
He's of Kalinago descent.
Yeah, his mother was from Kalinago. His grandmother was from Kalinago.
Big up my Kalinago brothers out there, man.
Territory. His mother Heidi and all the others, Gavin and the others in the Kalinago territory. Not Gavin, the other one.
Yeah,
last one. The Kalinago territory. One Platte is his uncle as well. You have an uncle in Salisbury called One Platte. So to extend sympathies to them, to the entire his great grandmother, who is the Iselin theologian. I just want to extend sympathies to her on the passing of Shakir, the unfortunate passing of him, and how it happened as well. And the inhumane gesture of the president over him. I think that will remain that will be etched
in Salisbury, and Dominica by extension.
Yeah, in the edge of it. Like his aunt. Yeah,
Alright, bless up.
Guys, I have the video of the actual young man on the ground. However, I had to blur it out. You know how to blur it out.
Bad accident in Salisbury. They pitched somebody died. The man died.
Did that drive in?
No.
And it's not just about that, no, brothers and sisters. I was wondering about the emergency response. The emergency response. I remember Monel was saying yesterday that the young man who passed away in Granby, who was from I forget the place that he's from, but the young man who passed away, the emergency response was very slow. Now, guys, when I was going down to Roseville, I heard that there was an accident in Salisbury. I didn't think anything about it. But when I was coming back now and I saw the barricades, I figured, hey guys, you know, something went wrong there. Because they have barricades and they you know, diverting vehicles and all those kind of things there. And I'm thinking to myself, something really bad must have gone down. When the police met me, the police asked me if I'm going to do a little coverage. I said yes. So he made me go inside, and you think I was talking to a number of persons. I just reached there, a number of persons who tell me all kinds of stories. That's how I knew exactly what to ask Hector as a person of official status, so to speak. And on the basis of that, I asked him questions on what was recorded on the video. But I don't know. It's from the time that I heard about the incident, went to Roseau, did what I had to do on my way back, came back, brothers and sisters, at least an hour and a half had to pass. And when I came back, the body was still there. And I'm thinking to myself, if there's an accident and the ambulance official, the ambulance emergency individuals heard that there was an accident and stuff, and there's a young man in need of assistance, I would say, wouldn't they try their best to be there quickly as possible? Is there an emergency unit in Salisbury? Is there an emergency unit in Salisbury? Because from the time I left going up to Roseau, probably as soon as I passed past Salisbury that happened, and then on my way back, I saw this thing, I'm there. How quickly is the response, the emergency unit response in Dominica? How quickly? Were they even at work? Because I'm tending to wondering, where exactly is the emergency unit coming from? Roseau? Is it coming from Salisbury? Is it coming from Coolibee Street? Is it coming from Collio? I mean, Salisbury should be like the third it's like after Portsmouth, I would say. I would say Salisbury is like after Portsmouth or after Marigot, whichever. You know? So shouldn't Salisbury, Marigot, Portsmouth, Roseau have their own emergency unit? I mean, if they had that right there, I think it would, you know, if they had one in Salisbury, I think maybe they could rectify to probably even save the young man. To even save the young man. Boy. Guys, all we can do right now is just hope, is just look at the possibility factor. The maybe. What if they were there quickly enough? Would they be able to save the young man? If they had a timely response, would they be able to save the young man? And sometimes when I look at how the ambulance officials handle themselves, I tend to wonder if they really have training or not. And not just in Dominica, because in Puerto Rico, we also saved a man's life who fell, who was passing on, couldn't breathe. And I had to tell these paramedics that were there what exactly for them to do. I had to tell them what to do, because they were doing things and you know that he's supposed to have a proper airway and they're closing his neck. I'm like, you guys cannot do this. You have to elevate his neck and let him think. You know, if he's lightheaded and whatnot as a result, maybe there's blood issues or whatnot. You know, you have to elevate the foot. So the blood doesn't go into the foot, it elevates, go into the head, give him oxygen so he can come back. I have to be telling them, and then boy, I tell you, boy. That was in Puerto Rico, brothers and sisters. So not to say other countries, I think we as a Caribbean, we need to do better. But we are not talking about them, we're talking about Dominica right now. There's no excuse for what is happening out there, you know. For us to say, oh, this is happening out there, so that's fine. No, that is not an excuse. Because we can do better, just like St. Kitts can do better for themselves economically. We can do better. We don't have to worry about what is happening out there. We have to worry about what we have and the potentials and the possibilities that can be arranged. If we need training, Maguisa, just like the old boy, tell you. Just like when people go missing in Dominica, you wonder that these people are doing the same exact thing that they were doing before. The same. Well, the same and exactly the same thing. The same thing that they were doing before. Wondering for a different outcome, really? The young man was apparently in his sports attire, from what I saw. So maybe he was an athlete, a young athlete, an aspiring athlete. So from my understanding, he probably came up from the bus. Guys, this is one of the things and parents, listen to me, please. I know sometimes you want to make sure that your children have a level of independence. You don't want to be constantly holding their hands. But you need to teach them. Look up and down before you cross. Look up and down before you cross. Because sometimes, you know, the young ones are not mindful of that. They probably just want to reach home. Or probably if himself, maybe around the corner area, he probably didn't see, and the vehicle's probably having some sort of speed or something. Who knows? Circumstances like this tend to happen. Might not be the driver's fault. The driver of the car. I mean, yes, it was as a result of that, but it could have also be the boy's fault where he did not look up and down and decided to cross the road. But if somebody's crossing the road, I think the bus should indicate, you know, have the turning signal or something. That's one of the things that I noticed. I think is one of the bus drivers in Portsmouth. That's one of the things I always notice. He was one of those that brings the little ones to their homes, and he's making sure that anytime they stop, he indicates, he's put his hands out so that the young ones could cross. But before he does that, he makes sure that the vehicle stops. If the vehicle doesn't stop, no one still gets hurt. He lets the little ones know to stay there until the vehicle stops. He then lets the little ones cross. So it seems like parents trust him in that regard. But I think there should be some sort of accountability on each person. One thing I grew up knowing is not just driving for yourself. My father always taught us, don't drive for yourself. You have to drive for the people out there too. And when I was young, I was like, what? But is they not driving a vehicle? I can drive for them? No. No, you have to be mindful of it, even if they make a mistake, brothers and sisters. That you know that you should stop to avoid the mistakes. But this is a very sad situation, man. And I think this is probably the relative of the young man right there who embraced him. Probably the father or something embraced him. And this is where the other police individuals came in. You know, and I think this is the nurse who pronounced him, you know, gone. You know, yet another one is gone, brothers and sisters. Yet another one is gone. But like I always mentioned before, brothers and sisters, make sure you can be 50 years, you can be 2, 3, 4. Make sure you prepare to meet the Most High. I don't care if you believe him or not. I don't care. You're bound to meet him. Live this life and don't prepare and you'll see. You think they can pray, you poke out or you go pick you up. Go and let priest pray for you. I think it's so it's happening. Go, okay. You have to know for yourself, brothers and sisters. This is why I always tell people to trust Yeshua. It is better that you don't know and be safe than you don't know and you still not safe to find out that what you don't know is what you should have known. Anyways, guys, if all I said right there, give this video a thumbs up. Doesn't sound right at all, but on the basis of your discretion, brothers and sisters, do what you feel to do in this regard. Subscribe and turn on that post notification so you can get more videos as they tend to come through. The video I would have dropped today, I will drop it tomorrow, most likely in the morning. Maybe something might happen in the afternoon, but I will drop it sometime in the morning. So look out for that. And of course, sympathies goes out to this young man's entire family. Once you're in Salisbury, I know individuals in Salisbury have a good head on their shoulders. So the younger generation coming up, I'm not fearful for them. Places like Salisbury, Marigot, I don't fear for them. You know what? Yes, guys. Anyways, guys, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Remember, guys, be real. Circumstances might happen. We accept it for what it is. But we must learn. The question here is, would they be setting up some speed bumps there to at least, help that situation? Because this is some nice road to pick up speed. I know I've picked up speed on that road already. I've raced that road a number of times, brothers and sisters. Subarus with all kind of vehicles. The question is, would they put some speed bumps there? It's unlikely that they would do that, because I just remember the Penville 5 situation. Did they put a barricade there? It's only when something happens to the officials, apparently, then, certain things might start to happen. And maybe things need to start happening to them. God forbid, but if it happens to them, then the citizens get protected. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts, man? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. I'll see you guys in the next reaction video, guys. Be real. Be positive.